When I made the first hot takes video, I thought all the comments were gonna be about, the video. Most of them were probably comment about a take that they strongly agreed or disagreed with. Some others would probably just post a funny comment, and others just pointless rage bait. What I got instead was 200 self-proclaimed main characters trying to self-insert their way into my next video. And with such high demand from my commenters, I decided that enough was enough and that I would make a part 2 one day. And today's the day. This video will probably be a lot better than the first one, because instead of having 15 somewhat mediocre takes to work with, I instead cherry picked the best of the best of around 100 hot takes. So hopefully this will make for a much better video. And quick reminder yet again that these are all just somewhat heated opinions, and you shouldn't go harass or be overly negative to someone for no good reason. Like, subscribe, or maybe join my Patreon if you enjoy the video, and we can start now. Our first hot take is from Our first hot take is from 2basket_2, in which they said that the main flaw with TPOT's writing is that they only want a specific story, which is not a good idea for a show like BFDI, where the votes can change everything in the entire season. In my opinion, I feel like TPOT needs to be more open-minded about the story and not sticking with a clear path. We're starting off with a pretty good take here, and honestly, I can definitely agree with this one. It is painfully obvious sometimes whenever the writers favor certain characters over others, but I feel like the examples you gave here are a bit iffy. The main one is Clock, where I actually feel like his arc was actually handled pretty well for the most part. He was eliminated in TPOT 7, I think, and his arc took a bit of a backseat in TPOT 8 and 9, up until TPOT 10, where the big confrontation happened between Clock and Winner, in which everyone was happy, and everyone also got character development, my beloved. But Fanny, on the other hand, is an absolutely perfect example of this. After TPOT 10 or 13, I don't really remember that much. I do not recall her doing anything plot relevant, like at all. Like bro, first thing she did in TPOT 19 was get slimed out by Pencil, and then starts hanging out with all the eliminated contestants. Like bro, they're not even being subtle about it. That's crazy. They literally just put her there. So yeah, overall W take, and I feel like they're actually starting to implement this with the main focus being one and not the competition, so the story could at least be a little bit more consistent from now on. Our next take comes from T1RKB841, what a name bro. Their take was, the split, while being poorly handled, ended up being a positive impact overall for BFDI. Yes, I agree. Well, this doesn't necessarily mean that I like post-split that much. In fact, I'm pretty sure I ranked it the 3rd or 4th worst object show in my top 100 object shows video, which you should go watch by the way. The impact that post-split had on the growth of the OSC cannot be ignored. Not only did monthly BFDI episodes come back, but also the team increased to about 20 or 30 animators. And combined this with quarantine, and yep, that was peak of the OSC. While the quality of the episodes weren't that good, especially everything wise, it was probably one of the most exciting times to be in the OSC, not to mention that Jack and Delphi started uploading weekly as well. And for the split being poorly handled thing, I can also agree on that. Sure, they then made a video explaining why they even split the show, but you could have at least hinted at the idea before that. That would have been cool as well. But no, apparently making the deepfake AI Michael was a good idea as well. Our next take comes from Puppy Shark, in which they said, TPOT shouldn't have a rejoin. We're too far in the game for a rejoin to work realistically, and I'd rather to have some of the eliminated contestants be used in an underdog season. I do not really agree with this take that much. First of all, it's never too late to have a rejoin. The first season of BFDI had Flower join in the final 5, and honestly, she was one of the more entertaining contestants during this time. Also, what in the hell do you mean an underdog season? We're not doing BFDI Underdog Season Deluxe Ultra Skibbity Matrimony. And one more thing. For the rejoiner only stays for 3 or more episodes part, have you forgotten that half of the TPOT episodes now are non-competitive? And now that they ran out of minorities to have dedicated episodes about, I can definitely see some non-competitive episodes where, the actual competitors are on screen. Our next take comes from Loser Bubble, and they said, Teardrop is overrated. In Season 1, she was a background character, and in BFDI, the only things she did was in BFDI 2 and 3, in 2, she just swapped to Wobudge, and in BFDI 3, she died, and that's why I don't see her elimination was unfair. Before I even start, Teardrop's BFDI elimination was actually rigged. I don't remember who exactly did this, but I'm pretty sure they got all their non-OSC related fans to go vote Teardrop without actually knowing what they were doing. But besides that, this take still sucks. Well, yes, in BFDI and BFDI 8, she didn't really do that much. You didn't even mention BFB and TPOT, where she was easily the strongest in. In BFB post-split, she was one of the most well-liked characters, joined the newbie alliance, and got 3rd place. And she added a fun dynamic in Teapot and was important in a few episodes. And also had a whole thing with the racer, but you know, whatever. So yeah, in 2013 this would have been a pretty good take, but now, not really. Our next take comes from Notre LPS, and he said, BFB 20 is actually a good episode, one of the best of postplay. Yeah, it does do absolutely nothing story-wise, but it more than makes up for that in comedy. It has some of my favorite jokes of the franchise. I can't think of a single joke in Teapot that I liked more than the 6 points for being a fly guy bit. Quick lore drop, but I low-key hated this episode back when it came out. I thought it did absolutely nothing story-wise, and that it served zero purpose. But yeah, low-key some of the jokes are pretty funny, like the "you've been hacked" and "I put a block all over the earth" like a Mr. Beast intro. That was really funny. And if I recall, this is about the time where the animation started to get a bit better, so that's good as well. The next take comes from Matt Chi, and they said, TPOT 19 is actually buns and makes me mad because it is the prime example of the horrible balancing in screen time specifically for pencil. I'm not really sure if I agree with this one because, I mean, I kind of fuck with TPOT 19, I can't even lie. And we also got character development for characters like, Lie, I guess. Okay, fine, maybe Teapot is just a pencil show, but whatever, I still like the episode. I feel like it had a good climax. One manipulating pencil was done really good, and poor Grassy bro genuinely almost made me cry. But yeah, I don't think you're entirely wrong about there being a massive screen time imbalance specifically for pencil. And that is definitely one of Teapot's main flaws as of now. These are some pretty heated takes, I can't even lie. So why don't we go over some of the funny ones I found. White Mazowsko said, hot take, Andy is the strongest person in the BFDI universe. Facts, bro. I will defeat Watt, and I will make Teapot great again. Okay, wait, maybe not that. Defonaut Woozy said, my hot take is that Lime is not the crewmate and he did not do the task. Absolute facts, bro. Keep preaching. Zach39450 said, purely negative comment. Like, alright, bro, you totally just ruined my mood. Like, we were having a moment, bro. We were reading some funny takes and whatever, bro. Yeah, funny section's over. Let's just go back to the hot takes. Okay, so our next commenter, Taylor's Bunker, actually had 2 takes. So we'll just go through both of them. Their first take was, I don't like that they added new characters in II4, which is why I'm so weirdly intimidated by watching II4. It's because there are too many characters for me to keep up with. Honestly, yeah, I can see why you think this. I don't remember exactly how many characters there are, but I'm pretty sure it's close to 30, which is kinda close to Teapot, which is a little bit scary. And honestly, a good portion of the characters still haven't exactly done much, so yeah, I do agree that the cast for this season is a little bit overboard. Their second take was, IFB is the best BFDI season. I love the slice of life premise and the lighter tone. Also, I'm a sucker for mixing exaggerated hand. I don't care! I think it's a little bit too early to start calling it the best BFDI season already, because there's only 1 episode so far. But if what you're saying is that you like the idea of IDFB more than any other season, then yeah, I honestly agree. Some of BFDIA's non-competitive episodes, like BFDIA 13 and 21, are some of the best episodes in the season in my opinion. So I feel like there's a lot of potential for IDFB, and it can maybe turn out better than BFDIA, who knows. Our next take is from insert handle 2763. Can I be honest? Okay, wait, I'm giving out my hot take. You know what? I'm doing a hot take for this video. Why are so many OSC fans, like, why do they all there are so many. I've seen so many that have 2763. That's so unoriginal. Like, dude, it's a good way for, like, knowing that they're an OSC fan. Okay, that is pretty good. But, like, dude, I've seen so many others do it. Like, where are the 1338? Like, I want more 1338 handles, okay? If there's a 1338 handle in the comments, I'll shout you out in, like, a community post or something. Okay, ran over. Their take was, my hot take is that shipping should never be canon. I disagree with this one a lot. Number 1, I like shipping. And number 2, it is completely and 100% up to the creator's decision if they want shipping or not. If they do want it, yep, that's great for them. If they don't want it, that's alright too. I'm sure they can make it work. No one has to force anyone to do something that they don't want to. Our next hot take comes from FloydTunes5_5. I remember you featured me in one of your videos. W stuff, keep it up. But why the essay though? Oh my god. I guess I'll do the first one because it's the most interesting and also 6-7. And what you said was, I'm not a fan of animatic battle inspired shows. It's great, but sometimes whenever I try to watch a new show, I instantly get bored because I already experienced the peak that was animatic battle, and I don't need to see it again 6-7 times. And low-key, I agree with this one a lot, except for the fact that I don't really think Animatic Battle was the one that started all this. I'm pretty sure it was actually BFB1, and there are a lot of shows that introduce the characters the same way that BFB did, but I do feel like Animatic Battle took its own spin on it, I can't lie. It does feel a little bit more unique. And I have found shows that instead of copying BFB, they copied Animatic Battle, like Woes for example. No hate though. I just feel like as a community, we could be a little bit more original, you know? And that's coming from the guy that totally does not copy his video ideas, okay? I don't do that. Cloudman20_20 said, hot take, if you're eliminated first, you shouldn't rejoin because the viewers voted you out and the writers knew what they were doing and it makes it predictable. To be fair, if the writers want him back because they want him to do more with the character, then they should be able to do that. And also, if the viewers also feel like the character had missed potential, then they should also have the right to vote them back. Not to mention that a lot of people probably vote for them because they think they have missed potential, not necessarily because they were the first one out. Also, you said you hated Object Invasion because they had a lamb back, and nope, that's a bad take. Nope, that's an incorrect take. I love Object Invasion. It's the best object show in the world. And finally, our last take comes from Ronin Official YT, where they said, Bottom BFDI is literally just... Yo, ignoring that, he said, Bottom BFDI is literally just meant to get your money. He said this because of the theaters? Dog! BFDI is free to watch. You don't have to buy the theaters. They come out one day after. Yo, this is... Okay, I can't lie, I'm pretty sure this is rage bait. If anything, the BFDI board game should be considered a money grab, which is still a stretch. But basically because, like, I don't understand how to play it, and no one understands how to play it. So, yeah, no one's playing the BFDI board game. End of video. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.